Brilliant. Okay, so today's verse is Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto, third chapter, and the verse number 19. And I'm so sorry that Maharaj has been busy today, and you have to hear from me. And I'm not qualified to talk on this verse, but I will try by the mercy of the Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. We will all discuss and talk about this verse, and let's see what we can get it out. So I will quickly share my screen. So here's the verse. Let me just increase the font for all of you. And I'm going to keep my camera on off because it is a bit difficult for me to share. Yeah, that's fine. Thank you. So today's verse is Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto, third chapter, and verse number 19. The Lord is in the heart. So we'll start with the verse. Swavidvara hostra kare samsta purusha purupanshu na yat karna pathapaito jatu nam gadagraja. Translation purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Men who are like dogs, hawks, camels, asses, praises those men who never listen to the transcendental pastimes of Lord Shri Krishna, the deliverer from evils. Purport. The general mass of people, unless they are trained systematically for a higher standard of life and spiritual values, are no, let me just increase the volume just in case if you have issues. Sorry. Yeah. Are no better than animals. And in this verse, they have particularly been put on the level of dogs, hawks, camels, and asses. Modern university education practically prepares one to acquire a doggish mentality with which to accept the service of a great master. After listening a so-called education, the so-called educated persons move like dogs from door to door while applications for some service, and mostly they are driven away in form of no vacancy, as dogs are negligible animals and serve the master faithfully for bits of bread. A man serves a master faithfully without sufficient rewards. Persons who have no discrimination in the matter of foodstuff and who eat all sorts of rubbish are compared to hogs. Hogs are very much attached to eating stools. So stool is a kind of foodstuff for a particular type of animal. And even stones are eatable for a particular type of animal or bird. But the human being is not meant for eating everything and anything. He is meant to eat grains, vegetables, fruits, milk, sugar, etc. Animal food is not meant for the human being. For chewing solid food, the human being has a particular type of teeth meant for cutting fruits and vegetables. The human being is endowed with two canine teeth as a concession for persons who will eat animal food at any cost. It is known to everyone that one man's food is another man's poison. Human beings are expected to accept the remnants of food offered to Lord Shri Krishna, and the Lord accepts foodstuff from the categories of leaves, flowers, fruits, etc. Bhagavad Gita 9.26. As prescribed by Vedic scriptures, no animal food is offered to the Lord. Therefore, a human being is meant to eat a particular type of food. He should not imitate the animals to derive so-called vitamin values. Therefore, a person who has no discrimination in regard to eating is compared to a hog. The camel is a kind of animal that takes pleasure in eating thorns. A person who wants to enjoy family life or the worldly life of so-called enjoyment is compared to the camel. Materialistic life is full of thorns, and so one should live only by the prescribed method of Vedic regulations just to make the best use of a bad bargain. Life in the material world is maintained by sucking one's own blood. The center point of attraction for material enjoyment is sex life. To enjoy sex life is to suck one's own blood, and there is not much more to be explained in this connection. The camel also sucks its own blood while chewing thorny twigs. The thorns the camel eats cut the tongue of the camel, and so blood begins to flow within the camel's mouth. The thorns mixed with fresh blood creates a taste for the foolish camel, and so he enjoys the thorn eating business with false pleasure. Similarly, the great business magnates, industrialists who work very hard to earn money by different ways and questionable means, eat the thorny results of their actions mixed with their own blood. Therefore, the Bhagavatam has situated these deceased fellows along with the camels. The ass is an animal who is celebrated as the greatest fool, even amongst the animals. The ass works very hard and carries burdens of the maximum weight without making profit for itself. The ass is generally engaged by the washerman, whose social position is not very respectable, and the special qualification of the ass is that it is very much accustomed to being kicked by the opposite sex. When the ass begs for sexual intercourse, he is kicked by the fair sex, but he still follows the female for such sexual pleasure. A henpecked man is compared, therefore, to the ass. The general mass of people work very hard, especially in the age of Kali. In this age, the human being is actually engaged in the work of an ass, carrying heavy burdens and driving thela and rickshaws. The so-called advancement of human civilization has engaged a human being in the work of an ass. The laborers in great factories and workshops are also engaged in such burdensome work. And after working hard during the day, the poor laborer has to be again kicked by the fair sex, not only for sense enjoyment, but also for so many household affairs. So Srimad Bhagavatam's categorization of the common man without any spiritual enlightenment into the society of dogs, hawks, camels, and asses is not at all an exaggeration. The leaders of such ignorant masses of people may feel very proud of being adored by such number of dogs and hawks, but that is not very flattering. The Bhagavatam openly declares that although a person may be a great leader of such dogs and hawks distinguished as man, if he has no taste for being enlightened in the science of Krishna, such a leader is also an animal and nothing more. He may be designated as a powerful, strong animal or a big animal, but in the estimation of Srimad Bhagavatam, he is never given a place in the category of man on account of his atheistic temperament. Or, in other words, such godless leaders of dogs and hawk like man are bigger animals with the qualities of animals in greater proportion. Om Agyanam Timirandasa Gyanam Vinashalagya Chashuram Ritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurve Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasati Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasad. Swami Dinamini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashade Satarine. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. So Hare Krishna, dear devotees, thank you so much for joining today. So today's verse is actually this chapter is the second canto and third chapter is a very profound chapter. Basically, this is the smallest chapter, smallest canto, we should say, in whole of the Bhagavatam, and it has only 10 chapters. And 12th canto is also smallest, but which has 13. 12th chapter also 13. Canto has also 13 chapter. So in second canto, basically, there are so many cantos, and in different cantos, different pastimes of the Lord has been defined. As in, third canto defines about the Varadev, fourth about the Dhruv Maharaj, fifth about the Bharat Maharaj, and then sixth about the Ajamil, and seventh about the Prahlad Maharaj. So there are different pastimes, so beautiful pastimes of the Lord has been defined and described in all these cantos. However, in the second canto, especially what has been explained is what is the conclusion, what are the different various paths, spiritual path has been presented by the karmis, yogis, and jnanis. However, the conclusion is the Krishna Bhakti is the topmost, and that the topmost spiritual path one should take to be able to attain Krishna Prem, basically, and that is the topmost service and topmost activity one can perform. So this is why second canto, and especially this chapter, explains, third chapter explains what is the Lord, where the Lord is sitting, and what his activities are, and what he does. what is bhakti is basically has been explained. And there is one more, this similarly in this chapter only, there is another verse which was explained in this same chapter. Let me just open this. And there's also beautiful verse which explains akama sarva kamo va moksha kama udharati trivena bhakti yogena yajet purusham param. So this verse says a person who is broader intelligence, whether he be full of all material desires, without any material desire or desiring liberation, must by all means worship the supreme whole, the personality of Godhead. So in this verse is actually also related to the verse which we are reading now currently. So the verse which we are reading now is talk about the four different types of animals which has been represented as how we act, how common people act in their life without having spirituality in their life, and how their different activities looks like these different types of animals. As in dogs is in we always go around, we look for the jobs, and we try to serve the master who is not our master. Basically, they are the most materialistic people in the world, and we go and become their servant. The hawks is we go around and eat anything and everything that they don't think that what should be eaten, what should not be eaten. They slaughter animals and they eat them. But Srila Prabhupada has explained in the purport that Krishna has said that we should only be, as Krishna has said that patram pushpam phalam toyam. So we should only be eating Krishna food which is offered to the Lord. So we should behave in a way, and we should keep a control of our tongue. Camel, as has been mentioned in the purport by Srila Prabhupada, is in camel, when it eats the thorns, what it does, it harms its tongue, and blood comes out, and the blood is sweet. So the testness of the thorns and the blood, it feels like he's eating something nice. And this is what happens with the sex life as well, that the more we engross, the more it spoils us. Then assess is like, it's what has been again mentioned, that a person is always working without its profit for himself, and trying to get some sexual pleasure. So Prabhupada has this verse especially has relate a common main. So this is talking about the people who are living their life without any spirituality. And what it says, those men who never listen to the transcendental pastime of Lord Krishna. So this Jatu Nam Gadagraja is very important, that the Lord who is the Lord the Lord who is the deliverer of all the evils, his holy name. No one is hearing. When we are praising, what we are doing is we are praising those people. And this is how our mentality becomes. So what in this verse is specifically, what is this verse says, Akamana is one who has no material desires, a living and being, naturally being the part and parcel of the supreme whole. Purusham Puram has his natural function to serve the supreme being, just as the parts and parcels of the body or the limbs of the body are naturally meant to serve the complete body. So what he's saying is, for us as being on this call, we all are devotees, and we're trying to connect with the Lord. So 2.3.19, it says that how the common people are living, and what they're doing wrong in their life. But for us to take, how we can take this verse as being a practicing sadhakas, what we should do is we should not try to come to elevate ourselves from the situation where we are currently, and come up to the upper level. As we say that we are in the mode of goodness, but we should be coming to the more pure goodness in trying to serve the Lord who we are part and parcels of. So this verse is saying akamana and Kaman. The gopis love the Lord without any return, and this is the perfect exhibition of Akamaha spirit. Kama spirit, or the desire for one's own satisfaction, is fully exhibited in the material world, where the spirit of Akama is fully exhibited in the spiritual world. So what this verse is trying to say, that we should try to not to self-preserve, self-glorify, but we should try and self-realize ourselves. We should try and serve in the spirit of serving of the Lord, rather than satisfying our own senses. So if we take as a practicing sadhakas, what we should take out from this verse is that we should try and serve the senses of the Lord, not our own senses. So there is a one more verse which I was trying, when I was trying to prepare for this class, and I was hearing different speakers, and one of the verse which was explained by His Grace Goranga Darshan Prabhu is from Hari Bhakti Vilas. And I won't try and read this verse in Sanskrit, but I will try and explain it because my Sanskrit is not so good. But this is a very nice verse which says that there is no qualification is required to become the devotee of the Lord. And this verse specifically mentions few of the devotees which they were, from different castes, different financial position. They had different positions and situations, but they were the one of the greatest devotees of the Lord. So it talks about the hunter who had no sadachar. He had no he didn't know what to do, what not to. He was so cruel that he was leaving the animal half died. He would take pleasure seeing them in pain. So what he became the one of the devotee of the Lord by the association of Lord's devotee Narad Muni. That particular verse says that what was the age of Dhruv Maharaj. He was so young that even in 6 months he took the darshan of the Lord. He could see the Lord by his determination and by his bhakti. So it's again says that there is no age limitation. You can be the devotee of the Lord in any age. Then what would Gajendra, what was the vidya, what was the education Gajendra had to be able to serve the Lord? That Lord ran, Lord, it says in the Srimad Bhagavatam that Lord ran on sitting on a Garuda to help Gajendra. So what was the education Gajendra has? And then it's talk about the Kubja, that what was the beauty Kubja had. Kubja was, she was selling these perfumes outside Kamsa's palace. And she offers these perfumes to Krishna. And Krishna, being so impressed, Krishna calls her, oh, beautiful lady. And even though she was the ugly lady, she wasn't as beautiful. But what Krishna wanted to say that I'm going to make a beautiful lady. And Krishna holds his toes and, lifts her chins up and makes her such a beautiful girl. So what was the beauty of Kubja? Then what was what was the wealth Sudama had? He was such a poor person that he when he wanted to go and see Lord, he asked his wife to go and back to the in the neighborhood to get some rice, broken rice, and that broken rice were taken to Krishna. So what was the wealth he had? He was the most pure person. And then Vidura was from the Shudra's son, and he did not had any high caste. But when Lord, he did not even invited the Lord. Lord was invited by Duryodhana, but Lord left all the 56 different types of items there, and he went, and we all know that at Vidura's place he ate the banana peel. Because they were both husband and wife were so engrossed looking at the Lord, and they were so amazed and is so in bliss that they just couldn't understand how to serve the Lord, and they were leaving the banana and offering the peels, and Lord was accepting the peel, looking at both of them. So this particularly verse says that Lord doesn't want anything. He just happy with our devotion. And because he's a Bhakta Vatsala, he loves his devotees. And this is why it's so important for all of us as a sadhakas to understand that whatever inabilities we have, we sometimes I myself feel that I can't sing properly. The devotees sing so beautifully that it touches your heart. You feel like Lord is right sitting there, and you feel his presence. So many things we have, we are not qualified um, to do so many services which we want to do, but it said that Lord is not looking for perfection. Lord is not looking for everything, a 100% complete devotee. Lord is looking for, all he's looking for is our devotion, our emotions, and whatever we do with heart. That's what it was saying. So coming back to this verse particular, it talks about that, yes, talking about the never listen to the transcendental pastimes of Lord Shri Krishna. So listening is so important for us to understand that why is it. So basically, when we hear the Krishna Katha, it goes through ear holes, and through ear holes, it goes and sit in our heart. And this is where Lord is sitting. So it's very important for us all to understand why hearing is important. And in one of the verses, I think I don't remember where it is, but it said that if you're not utilizing your ears, then I mean, it's like a snake hose. It's empty. There is nothing going in. If you're not utilizing your tongue, then his tongue is like a frog's tongue, which is, all the time, puck, 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 puck. It's calling all the snakes to eat him up. It's like sending signals, and the snakes come and eat him up. So this is why it's very important that, and we always go and, there is a 5 different types of talk people do, and one of them is prajalpa. We just talk, unnecessary. We say so many things. So it's, how do we utilize our senses in the serving of the Lord is very important. So the tongue should be used in doing the kirtan, in tasting Krishna Prasad, in glorifying the devotees and glorifying the Lord. So this is how our different senses can be used. The tongue can be used in kirtan. The mind can be used in serving the Lord. How can we serve? So, even so many times we feel like we can't offer this to the Lord. We don't have, our health is not so good. We can't do this, we can't do that. So Lord has says in, Mukundamala Srotam, there is a verse being said that Lord says that even if you serve me, if you perform your bhakti, even in your mind, if you offer something to me in your mind, then I will give you my abode. So Lord is so kind. You're so merciful that he reciprocates to the devotee even if they serve him in his mind. So we know that there is a pastime is written by Arupa Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, and it says that one of the a devotee of the Lord who used to live, a Brahman who used to live in Pratisthanpura, this place, and he was so poor, he didn't had anything to offer to the Lord, but he always wanted to do so much. So in one of the time he went and he heard this katha, and he heard that you can offer your services in the mind. So since then he started bringing the water from in his mind. He would meditate and he would bring the water from different rivers. He would bathe Lord. He would do the abhishek. He will dress him. He would cook the best, the nicest, the yummiest offerings in his mind. So many things he would do for the Lord in his mind. So once he was trying to, and we can do that as well. We can, so many times, but don't take this as that we should do this. But so many times when you're unable to do, and like you don't have the ability to do something, then you can offer the service in the mind. And so this devotee, this Brahman, we all know that he once tried to make the sweet rice for the Lord, and just before offering, he felt that it was a bit hot, and then he put his finger in it, and then as soon as it touched the sweet rice, he burnt his finger, and he screamed, and he took his big finger out, and then he was thinking, how did that happen? And as soon as that happened, the Lord Vishnu in Vaikuntha, he started smiling, he started laughing. So Mother Lakshmi was asking, what has happened, the Lord, like to you, Lord? Why are you smiling? So he says, he thinks that, look, my Lord, my devotee is offering me the sweet rice, but he has burned his finger. And as soon as that pastime happened, and Vishnu and Lord Vishnu sent his Vishnu Dutas to bring to the Prasthinapur and take take this Brahman back. So imagine, just by offering, not just by offering, I think Manas Seva has been taken as a topmost Seva, because our mind is very chanchal, as Arjuna said, chanchal man hai Krishna. It's very difficult to control. So we can, even if you try to meditate it, just try and do one service in the mind for 5 minutes and see what it happens. Like, you will be running around all over the world. So it's very difficult to control your mind, and this is why the Manas Seva has been taken as topmost, when we do this with the complete focus and attention to the Lord's service. So as per the verse given in Bharupa Goswami, Lord offered his own abode Vaikuntha to this Brahman. And same as we have heard at the time of when Krishna appeared in the prison cell of Kamsa. And that time, Vasudev and Devaki, they did not had anything. They were empty-handed, and they had nothing to offer to the Lord. And they wanted to celebrate a big program, things. They want to do so many things. So Vasudev, it said that Vasudev offered thousands of cows. He gave thousands of cows in charity. And that was his Manas Seva. That was celebrated the festival. He did so many things in his mind. So this is all Manas Seva. This is was performed by the Lord, and this is why it said that we can use our mind to serve the Lord, but not only like not only use the mind, use your body as well to serve the Lord, not just. So use your feet to go to the temple, use your hands to do the archan, do do the services in the temple, do so many things. We can use our hands to do, make beautiful garlands, make nice offering for the Lord. You can do so many things. Ears to hear the Lord's Krishna Katha. Eyes, we can use our eyes to see the beautiful form of the Lord holding flute, and his three-banded form is smiling. He's got beautiful long hair, black hair, lovely, beautiful smile. So this is how we can use our nose to smell the tulsi leaves coming from the Lord's lotus feet, and we can use our head to bow down in front of the Lord. So they are, mentally and physically. If we are not able to serve in a way, like many way, we can serve the mind, but we should use the whole of our body in serving the Lord in that way. So there is one more. Krishna has given, explanation of one more thing. Is that is Krishna in 1866? Krishna has said that Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Braja Aham Tam Sarva Papebhyo Mokshasami Ma Sucha. So Krishna says, abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. So in this, for us, as being, relating to this verse, when we are saying that how does the common people behave, is they go down the different route. But for sadhakas like us, Krishna is trying to say, abandon all varieties of religion. For us all, we try to do so many different things. We try to do this fast, that fast. We try to, wear some sort of, a type of stones to bring good fortune, or take care of our health. So many things. So Krishna is saying, just leave everything, just surrender on to me. So, Krishna says that I will personally carry the burden of my devotees. And he does that. He will protect us, maintains us, nourishes us. He's so enthusiastic. He's waiting for us to come back to him. And Krishna serves his devotees so nice. Like, there is always competition between devotees and the Lord, that who is going to serve the Lord and each other. So it's very important for us to understand uh, the hearing aspect and surrendering aspect, that how we should always use our ears to hear the Krishna Katha. And coming back to this verse, it talks about, especially in the last verse, last paragraph, which Srila Prabhupada has explained, that in this one it says that the Bhagavatam openly declares that although a person may be a great leader of such dogs and horse, distinguished as man, if he has no taste for being enlightened in the science of Krishna, such a leader is also an animal and nothing more. So for us, it's very important to understand that we must be always be enthusiastic, focused, and determined every day to hear Krishna Katha. Otherwise, what we will be doing is we'll be glorifying the hawks and dogs, animals, like, leaders like those. And uh, and and even if you do that, the habit, the propensity to hear Krishna Katha will not develop. So it's very important for us to understand that hearing is very important. And once the of hearing Krishna Katha is developed, then we will stop behaving like a common people. We will be, elevating ourselves to the higher platform, and performing more better, services to the Lord. So this is very important. Then again, I think I've covered what I wanted to cover in this. But I would like to definitely, stop here and ask if there are any questions, comment, realizations, criticism, or anything you want to discuss with each other. Please, it would be nice to hear all of your comments. Hare Krishna. Jai. Wow.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisance. All glories to Prabhupada, all glories to our wonderful Gurudev.
Jai, jai.
Thank you for the wonderful class, Mataji. As you explained that we should always keep in the mind that we are serving in the mind. So sometime when we, like in my case, like sometime I think something like I'll do something like this and that, and when I do it physically, so that time the perfection comes. Like I have thought that I will make this garland like this and like that. So like the outcome is very good. Like the result is very good if we think like that. Yeah, this was
Yeah,
my
no,
realization.
definitely. When you serve, when like for example, making garland, like I'm not expert in making garland, but whatever you do, you feel like when you see it, that Lord is going to accept it. He's going to wear
Yeah,
it. The Lord is going to wear my garland. So you just become so excited about the service itself before you start the service. So the
yeah,
feeling of that Lord is going to accept it, and we should have no doubt about it that Lord will not accept it. Take my word and Srila Prabhupada has given so many times, Lord does accept it. He just
yeah.
looking for that bhav. And if that bhav is there, and whatever garland, however you have made, if the bhav is there, Lord will accept it. So
Yeah,
it's so,
Mataji, like sometime I make garland and I see like it's not good, but when I offer it, then itself it looks great.
yes.
Yeah, then I feel like yeah, Krishna has accepted.
Krishna is accepted. Lord beautify our services by himself only. He beautify
Yeah,
our services. He accept the service and beautify it as well, so that we feel good as well. He reciprocates in that way by accepting and also beautifying our services. So definitely yes. He's
yeah.
very kind.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare
Thank you.
Krishna.
Prabhu. Thank you. Thanks for your patience and tolerance. Hare Krishna, Bal Krishna Prabhu, please go ahead.
Um, Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you for a wonderful class. It was great to hear from you. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj, and all glories to the assembled devotees here and all around the universe. Mataji, one of the things you mentioned was developing a taste for Krishna Katha. What did you say was needed to develop a taste of Krishna Katha? Did you say you have to listen and then it will come?
Yeah, so desire to listen, it will automatically comes when you desire to know more about, like for example, a girl or boy, when they fall in love, a girl always want to hear about the boy, and the boy always want to hear about the girl. So
Right.
the more you hear, when you fall in love with someone, you want to know more about him. Yeah.
So
So
true. Yeah.
yes. So this is how it happens with the Lord as well. That the love comes, the desire to hear also comes from the mercy of the devotees, because bhakti is in one of the, I don't know which book is that, but Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that Lord's bhakti is not been given, bestowed by the Lord himself, is been bestowed by the Lord's devotees. So the attachment to hear Krishna Katha is also bestowed by the Lord's devotees. The more you attach, the more you serve the devotees, the association of the devotees, that helps you hear and bring the test in the Krishna Katha. It's a very, yeah, that's how I have felt in my experience as well. And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains very nicely that bhakti comes from bhakti, basically. Yeah, it has to come from the devotee. So bhakti, when you have bhakti, when you have that little desire to know about the Lord, and then you will hear about the Lord. So knowing that, being enthusiastic, curiosity to know about him, yeah, improves the listening. Sorry if I'm not explaining properly.
No, that's very helpful, Mataji. It's yeah, the Davat Pranam. So even if I follow all the rules but don't meet with devotees, the bhakti kind of starts going down a little bit. Enthusiasm
Yeah.
going down. So I can feel you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you, Hare Krishna. Anyone else? Yes, Revati Mataji, please go ahead.
Hi, Krishna Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Lord Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj, all glories to assembled devotees. Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Very beautiful class. So many nice points you have shared. Manasa Seva something, and you also said like we should be happy with whatever abilities we have, and we should serve with that abilities, not getting discouraged that I don't have this, I don't have that. That's a very beautiful thing you shared, Mataji. Yeah, it's very, very important to know. Sometimes like we want to serve more and more, but
I know.
we don't get that physical ability, and also like the skills also matters. Yeah, we get discouraged. Oh, okay, I'm not serving that much. Yeah.
Yeah. No, definitely. I was listening one of the class, and in that class, it was said that many times, even I feel that, sometime when you're offering the dinner, like if you have deities at home, when you're offering dinner or if you're offering lunch, you don't have enough items. then you think what to do, like, but you can offer in the mind that, oh Lord, please accept the best, and one of the class it said that when you're making the sweet rice, why to buy 1 liter, 2 liter? You can have the oceans of milk ocean complete, and you can make the sweet rice with that milk ocean. So yeah, there is no limitation of of service what you can offer from the mind, but don't limit it to the mind only, because you need to serve your guru, and to serve the guru as well, you should use your body, because your body needs to be purified as well. Yeah.
Yes, Mataji. In order to do Manasa Seva, like, do we need to have any qualification or anybody can do, Mataji?
Anyone can do Mataji, as long as you can focus your mind, because Manas Seva is the most difficult seva, and this is why it is topmost. And Manas Seva is problem is with Manas Seva, what we have is being being in this material world with this conditioned body, is we can't keep our focus, we can't be attentive enough long enough to be able to offer something to the Lord. And this is why there is no qualification for Manas Seva, but it's very hard
Yeah.
to do. Yeah. So to do it at the purity at the topmost level, it's hard, but you can definitely try it, many times. But definitely, Manas Seva is for the different level of devotees. With people like us, it's very difficult to offer Manas Seva.
Yes. Yeah. We need to have more purity in the heart.
Yes. Yeah.
Manasa Seva. Yes. Thank you, Mataji. Very wonderful class.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Anyone else? Maybe not. So because the Kartik is going on, and I was thinking we still have some time, I was thinking, would it be nice to sing Damodar Ashtakam together? Do you think it would be nice? Yeah. Should I share? Should I, should I share and share a screen, and then we will hear the Damodar Ashtakam together as a God family? Nice. It will be just. Let me, sorry, stop. First bring it, and then we'll sing it together. Just give me a second. Yeah, I'm going to stop the recording so that we don't need to record that. Just one second.